So if your child is someone who's really struggling with remembering keywords in science, I've got a little something for you that could help. I've made this back to school guide, and in this back to school guide I've got a section which is all to do with how to remember keywords. Now the study method that I'm going to talk to you about is something called charting, and in charting what you have is you've got several different columns just like I've got here, and each column has a different label. So the first column we write keyword, second column we call definition, and the third column is an example or representation, and the fourth column is an application. Now what you do in the first column over here, so I'll show you the example that I've actually done, is you write out the keyword. So here for example I've written out chlorophyll. In the second column here you write out the definition of what it means, what it is. In the third column, what you're actually going to do here is you're going to draw an example or give a representation of what that keyword is. So for example, for chlorophyll, what I've done is I've drawn a leaf, I've drawn the chloroplast, I've drawn arrows which point to inside the chloroplast you have chlorophyll, and I've drawn sunlight to show that chlorophyll absorbs light energy. So it's basically a visual representation of what the keyword is. After you've done that, you've got the application, and in that application what you do here is you actually apply your knowledge of that keyword to a situation. You can write a sentence, you can actually describe it, you can give a scenario where you're using that keyword. The whole reason why I really like the charting method is because you're not just sat there rote learning and trying to learn this keyword over and over again, but you're actually trying to understand it. You're trying to give visual representations of it because that might be easier for you to understand. You're also applying the keywords, so it helps foster that deeper understanding of what the keyword is, what it means, and how you can apply it. I personally think that it gives a better understanding of the keyword and makes it easier to understand and learn. In my back to school guide, I've included an annotation where I've basically annotated around it to tell you what you need to do to actually use this method. I've also given you an example where I've used it, and there's also a blank template for you to use, along with 4 other different study methods. In total, you've got 5 study methods in this £1 back to school guide.